There are moments that are so crucial they can be tipping points. A small change could have major effects on the galaxy. Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, has such a point. 2 legendary duels take place, one between Master and Apprentice, the other between Master of Dark and Light. In the original timeline, Master defeats Apprentice and allows him to live, while the Master of the Dark Side narrowly gains the high ground on the Master of Light. But what if this happened differently? What if the Apprentice defeated the Master and the Master of Light defeated the Master of Shadow? Hello and welcome to Star Wars Grand Moff. I am the Grand Moff, and today we are going to be discussing what if Yoda beat Palpatine and Obi-Wan lost to Anakin. A twist of fates, if you will. I want to thank my friend Tom for this video suggestion. If you have any Star Wars what if questions you would like to see in one of these videos, then let me know in the comments below. And if you like this sort of content, then make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, as only a small number of people who watch this are actually subscribed. Did you do it?
Do it.
The loss of the Dark Lord of the Sith and the loss of Obi-Wan Kenobi would reshape the galaxy for all. Newly christened, Darth Vader would take up the mantle of Dark Lord of the Sith, and after looking down at his master's burning body, he would return to Padme, his wife, to see she was still alive, along with her 2 children. He would head back to Coruscant and try and contact his new master, but there would be no reply. Anakin, reaching through the Force, would realise Sidious is no more. Meanwhile, Yoda, after dodging Sidious's lightning and jumping over him, would slice him in 2, the smile still on his face as he fell. Yoda would take a moment to catch his breath. The head of the snake that had plagued the Jedi for so long was gone, but Yoda could sense in that moment that Obi-Wan was no more and Anakin had survived. A side note, if Sidious had set a plan in motion upon his death, like we see in Star Wars Battlefront, then both sides would have lost. The Republic would be destroyed and the galaxy scarred. As Sidious had the mentality of, if he could not rule, then nobody could. He would have had a plan in place to destroy everything if he was defeated. So for this what if, we will say he did not do that. But let me know in the comments below if that's something you would want me to dive deeper into. Now, Yoda has 2 key advantages over Darth Vader. 1, he is on Coruscant, and 2, Yoda has been involved in the politics and the Republic for hundreds of years, meaning he would know what to do and who to go to for allies. On the other hand, it is important to note that the Coruscant Senate Chamber Sunset chapter / scene has already happened, meaning Darth Sidious has already given his speech that the Jedi are traitors and the galaxy will be reformed into the First Galactic Empire. So all the supporters of the plan to make the galaxy into an empire, which there are a lot of, would seek a new leader once they learn of Sidious's death. Anakin would not know all the workings of his master's plan in regard to the orders like Order 66, but he would know that gaining the clones on his side would be crucial to be an emperor of the galaxy. Another little side note, would Padme stop Anakin? No, not while in labour. Anakin would probably either eventually kill her by rage, maybe by accident, or keep her alive long enough as a slave, and eventually she would probably overthrow him and betray him. It is also possible she may die in childbirth like she does in the original, from her being sad for Anakin turning to the dark side. As for Luke and Leia, they are too young to be a factor in this what if, but if Darth Vader was to win, then they would make excellent apprentices for him. I believe Anakin's next step would be to contact his old friend Tarkin, and then they would put a plan in motion. using people like Masamida and other big supporters of the Empire to take over. Yoda would get the help of Bail Organa and Mon Mothma and the other members of the delegation of 2000 to contest the overthrowing of the Republic. I want to take a second to talk about the clones, as they would be a deciding factor. For this what if, I want to say that they will no longer be under the effects of Order 66, as they have completed most of it, but you could argue that this order could just continue and then Yoda's side would probably be crushed. If they don't, then the clones would be forced to choose sides, some sticking with their orders like the Coruscant Guard, and others who fought with the Jedi maybe siding with Yoda. If this happened, there would probably be another smaller civil war. Anakin would have most of the powers that Sidious had under his disposal, like the courts, the higher-ups in the army, and most of the Senate. Yoda, on the other hand, would have a small number of senators and a small number of clones. And if Yoda didn't do anything, then Darth Vader would definitely become the new Emperor. However, if Yoda and Anakin had a duel, I believe Yoda would come out on top and destroy the Sith once and for all. So it comes down to whether Anakin would let emotion in and fight Yoda even though he had the advantage. And if he didn't fight, he would win and become the Emperor. And I can say without a doubt that Anakin would try to fight Yoda and he would lose. I hope you enjoyed this Star Wars What If. Let me know in the comments below what you think would happen. And as always, hit that like and subscribe button if you like this sort of content. I would really appreciate it.